All right, welcome to my channel, The Actual King Smith. I have a rant. I don't know, I might make this a weekly thing because I have a lot of things that float through this big brain of mine that I think is just stupid sometimes. There are people losing their lives over a lot of different things, but you know what? That's another topic. In this topic, I want to talk about something that I observed today, and it makes me really wonder if these people are allowed to vote and just kind of the critical thinking process that people go through that I talk about a lot of times. Now, I stopped at this gas station today called Warrior Farms. Warrior Farms is a convenience store chain based out of Baltimore. I want to say Baltimore, Maryland, named after like a warrior farm. It has some type of history to it, and it's primarily an East Coast business: Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. And there was another state as I was doing my research earlier, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But to the story, I stopped in there today and I was picking me up something. And as I was getting ready to pay, another customer was having a discussion or conversation about using the restroom that was in there. Now they have an identified male bathroom and female bathroom, but the men's restroom was out of order. And the employee that was working there made the words, "It is illegal for him to use the female restroom." And for those of y'all that know me, I tried to walk away because I said, you know what? Not my fight. Not my problem, if you will. But I just couldn't help myself. So as I was paying, I said to the lady, mid 40s, it looks like. She was older than me. I said to her, legally, are you sure that that guy cannot legally use the female's restroom? Are you positive about that? And that was the tone in how I said it. For me, it was more of a thought of you might want to be careful about the words that you say in case this guy decides to make a big deal out of it. You know, when you tell somebody legally what they can and can't do, there are legal ramifications that can happen if you deny somebody, things that are within their legal rights, basically. And that's a whole different subject, but it kind of falls into the thought process of how people think things are. And when I said that to the lady, she goes, she kind of snapped back, "I don't have time to argue with you." And I was like, look, I'm not arguing with you. I am not arguing with you about that. I am merely stating that you might want to be careful about telling somebody legally that they can't use one restroom just because the gender is identified. Now, I did a quick Google search of this, and there were legal opinions and blogs and some case studies, because I know how to search for case studies. I've had business law that kind of talked about, what could be charged if somebody wanted to take it there. Now, the lady hamstered off of legally to then she was telling the guy and me it was corporate policy. And when she said that, I said, okay, I am a guy that has a business degree. I am an analyst, and I think very analytically about a lot of different things. So when she said that, I'm like, okay, be sure that that is what corporate policy is. Because here's the thing: it could be a corporate policy that you have to use the assigned restroom that is what the gender is. Eh, Common sense tells me, as somebody that has been around the world, that have seen different cultures and customs, about how people kind of handle certain things, it's not that big of a deal for this guy to use the ladies restroom. Now, I'm the father of a girl, and I've been in situations where the men's restroom was, full, and I've got my daughter with me, and my preference was to take her to the ladies' restroom because, let's face it, women's restrooms are a lot cleaner. You know, that typically they are, right? Like public restrooms anyway. And I'm going into the ladies' restroom before with my daughter, announcing myself. It's like, hey, if anybody's uncomfortable, I've got my daughter with me. You know, this is when she was younger, and they're wearing, neutral gender type restrooms or whatnot, or family restrooms in a lot of different locations that they have now. But for this lady to try to make the case that legally this guy could not use the restroom, and then she hamstered back when pressed about it to say it was corporate policy. And then after the one guy left, she was having another conversation with one of the other employees about why she made a stink about it to the guy that was trying to use it. And then she said, something about protecting kids that are using, that will probably need to go to the restroom. I shook my head, I walked outside, and I got real curious about it. So I did what most anybody else that's curious about some things would do. I made a Facebook post about it, as well as went to the Royal Farms website and initiated an inquiry. There were different ways that you could do it, but it was listed as store complaint. So I put the information in there, and I was curious. I might not know. There might be some local statute about this that I just don't know about. That's one of the crazy things about laws, is that you have like federal law, then you can have like state law, and then in the U.S., each municipal or local governing body can have some type of like local statute and things as well that can get you kind of tripped up on. But anyway, this is my rant. This is my video. Uh, yeah, y'all got this. My name is King Smith. I wish that people were a lot more critical in their thinking. Um, because as far as I know now, that lady was just flat out wrong. But if I'm wrong, tell me. Put it down in the comments. I'd love to kind of hear what people think about this, or read, I should say. I can't hear your written words on my YouTube comments. Until next video, where I rant next Monday, because I'm going to make this a Monday thing. Peace.